Here we go.
Okay,
Carry
so
on.
each of us will, ready? Okay. Each of us will take a moment to answer the question about what we're excited for outside of BAHEC, as well as introducing ourselves. So again, my name is Almira Lewis. I am coordinator with BAHEC. I've been here going on 2 years in July. Um, and I'm super, super, super excited to meet everyone. Especially our newer people, get to create new relationships with you guys this summer. And like I said, I'm just very excited to travel and things this summer. And I'll pass it to our director, Becca.
Hi, everybody. My name is Becca. I have been at BAHEC since 2013, and I've been the director for the last 3 years. I was a coordinator before that, so I was in Isabel and Almira's role. I am originally from Colorado, and this summer I am looking forward to going to the beach with my dog and grilling tons of food on the grill, whatever it is. I'm just looking forward to cooking outdoors. And I will pass it over to Nasham.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nasham. I'm the Senior Program Manager here at BAHEC. I've been in this role for the past 2 years. This is going to be my third summer, and I'm really excited to go swimming. I want to do a lot of that this summer, so um, really looking forward to it. And I'm also looking forward to not having any more homework. That's going to be really extra exciting for me.
I was going to say we should have all put our
I guess.
degrees because everyone here has basically everyone here has an MPH at this point, and a couple people have more masters. Isabel, why don't you go ahead?
Hi, everyone. My name's Isabel. I'm one of the program coordinators. I've been on the team for 4.5 years now, and something I look forward to in the summer, like you all said, spending time with family. I love being a tourist in my own state. Um, I'm looking forward to those cookouts. I want to be invited to all of them. So, yeah, and I'll pass it over to Mariah.
Hi, my name is Mariah. I am a program specialist for BAHEC. I've been with BAHEC since I was 14, so for about 8 years now. I just graduated and got my Bachelor of Science, so I'm very happy to not be worried about due dates. But this summer, I think the thing I'm most excited for is to be around family. I love my family time, and so I'm just very excited to have more of it. And I'm going to pass it on to Flory.
Hi, my name is Flory. I'm a current sophomore at Cornell University studying biological sciences, and I'll be a Success Link leader and peer mentor for the summer. And I was with BAHEC for 3 years during high school and now returning as a Success Link leader. And this summer, I'm looking forward to being just like traveling to different places around the East Coast. Nothing too far because I don't have money like that, but just traveling to places that are close by.
And so there are two members of the team who are not here today. One of them is Nasa. She is a program coordinator for another program called HRCPLI. She'll be supporting BAHEC this summer. She's super kind, super friendly. So on the first day, don't be afraid to say hi. And then we also have our behavioral health consultant, aka your social worker this summer, Taylor Goyette Fretchet. We call her Beyonce because she loves Beyonce so much. She will be your go-to person for anything mental health this summer. So if you have a concern, you're going through it, whatever that may be, um, she'll be like walking around this summer. And she also introduced herself during the first week a little bit more so you can get to know her more. But that's everyone who is on our staff. And so, yeah, we can go on to the next thing.
I also want to shout out NASA is also a BAHEC alum in addition to Mariah and Flory. Let's go.
And so, to talk about BAHEC's mission. So, you guys are all here because of our mission, right? And our mission is to increase racially, ethnically, and linguistically the diversity of health careers in Boston. And what we do in order to accomplish this mission is we run after school programming. So that's programming in the fall and spring. And we also do our summer enrichment program for young people like yourselves in Boston. And so this summer, as part of BAHEC's work, we are part of a larger summer enrichment program. So when you get to UMass Boston, it's not just going to be BAHEC, but there is going to be other youth programs there, also under the Boston Public Health Commission. And our theme this summer is Joy is Resistance. So a lot is happening in our world right now. Thinking about the politics of the world, all the wars that are going on, thinking about even in your own personal lives, there may be struggles that you may be encountering. And as people of color, sometimes there are not many opportunities for us to experience joy. So this summer, we are really focusing in and zoning in on joy. And joy may look different to every person, but the way that BAHEC specifically has like structured like our workshops, the activities that we're going to do, we really want you guys to have fun. Like there's a lot of policies and things and behaviors that we expect from you, but the biggest thing is that you have fun, you have a place to kind of let down your hair while also learning about new health careers. And so, talking about our summer enrichment program, it is going to be 6 weeks in total, beginning on July 6th and ending on August 13th. So, July 6th is the first day of orientation, and there'll also be an opening ceremony that is on Monday. And August 13th is a Thursday, and there'll be a closing ceremony on that day. And every single day runs from 9 to 3 p.m. There's an additional seventh week, but we will not be together for the full week. We'll just be together on that Monday virtually, which is August 17th. So that's the dates for SEP. And so now I'll turn over to Nashim to talk more about this schedule.
So our schedule this summer, and for my returners or our returners, pay particular attention to our Wednesdays. Um, our schedule this summer looks like our content early in the mornings from 9:30 when we start to 12, followed by our lunch hour, where after lunch we'll have our sign in, and then if y'all notice on Mondays from 1:30 to 3, we'll have mentorship. We'll get into that a little later. Electives this summer are 1:30 to 3 Tuesdays and Thursdays, and field placements are 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Wednesdays. Our field placements are off-site. Every student will be assigned a location, and they'll be expected to arrive there every Wednesday for their field placement programming. Every Friday, we'll have field trips where the student body will get to interact with the rest of the programs and all of their wonderful youth. And we have a jam-packed summer for you all. So we're really excited, and we hope that y'all enjoy it as much as we enjoyed planning it. So to get into what our workshop schedule looks like, our weeks this summer are themed. We have our first week of orientation, then our public health week, followed by our primary health week, allied, then behavioral, and then our showcase, and then our final week 7. So we have a ton of different opportunities for you all to do some learning with our succeeding at your field placements or our resume workshops, meeting pediatricians and midwives, physical therapists, doctoral candidates, and having our showcase. That's going to be really exciting. We're going to change it up a little bit this year. So our returners are going to have almost a brand new experience. We look forward to seeing how much you all enjoy it.
And so back to me, and you can click through again as well. Thank you. So this summer, like Nashim just shared, you guys are going to be doing mentorship sessions. That what that means is you guys are going to meet either an undergrad or grad student or a working professional every Monday who will kind of talk to you about your own personal career goals, help you do some college exploration, because I know some of you are starting to think about college, and also do some kind of professional development with you. So there, every young person is going to be paired with a mentor. You guys are going to be placed in groups. So it's going to be seven of you in a group. There's going to be four groups of seven young people, and each of you is going to have one undergrad or grad student, three working professionals, and BAHEC staff will also be a part of your mentorship group, so that you feel supported. So you have like about six people mentoring your group at any one time. And so our mentorship sessions, like I said, it will be four sessions. The first session will be focusing on your academic journey, starting to help you think about what kind of career might I be interested in? Do I know enough about the schools that are related to that career? And do I have any questions about things like FAFSA, those kind of stuff? The second session is going to be a professional Q&A where you guys can ask working professionals about their careers and what do they actually do and see if you're interested in those careers as well. The third session will be you guys getting the opportunity to create your LinkedIn's. So if you haven't heard of LinkedIn, you get that opportunity. Those of you who are going to the 12th grade, you will also get a chance to create your common app during that session. And the final session is going to be celebratory, saying, yay, we made it through the mentorship session, we did it, and talking about the things that you learned throughout the three previous sessions. So I hope that gets you excited. If you've never been mentored before, this is an opportunity to ask every and all questions you may have about college or about anything career related.
Alrighty, and another fun component to our summer enrichment program is the opportunity to not only connect with your peers in BAHEC, but also to connect with the other peers that you will connect with from the other programs that we have that are a part of SEP. So one of the ways that we do that is by connecting in through electives. So this summer, our course offerings are going to be a lot of movement based. They're going to be more creative. They're going to be fun. It'll be a different form of a community. So we'll have Brother to Brother and Sister Talk, which are our two affinity groups. We'll have STEP. Oh, by the way, sorry, let me go back. For Brother to Brother, you'll have Nosham on our team as one of your facilitators. And for Sister Talk, Almira will be one of your facilitators as well. And for STEP, I will be facilitating with my friend. We'll also have dance, graphic design, and self-care. So it's going to be very fun. We took in the advice from last year's suggestions, and you all asked for movement and creativity. So we're bringing that to you this summer. Oh, also just to speak on that really quickly, I do want to give a heads up that at the end of this week, you should be checking your emails because we will be sending out a sign up form for electives. Electives are on a first come, first serve basis, and we do have limited slots for each elective. So you want to make sure you look out for that and sign up as soon as possible. And also just to touch on some logistics of electives, you'll have the chance to be a part of two of these electives, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday.
I can take this one. So on Wednesdays, as you all probably remember from the schedule that we just saw, we have field placements. So field placements are a professional experience for you all outside of the classroom where you work on a project that's relevant to the program or organization that you are a part of. This year we have some project-based field placements, and we also have career exploration field placements, and we also have more of like a field trip type field placement. And so every Wednesday, so it's throughout Boston. So every Wednesday, you'll arrive at 9 a.m. sharp, dressed professionally, for your day at your field placement. There are 5 different sites. Many of them are within the Boston Public Health Commission. So a lot of you will be in the same building, which is really helpful. And then there's a BAHEC student showcase at the very end in week 6 that you'll be given all of the 6 week to prepare for. That's about what you learned at your field placement and reflecting on your experience. So you're going to be placed in field placements based on your interest in topics and your interest in certain skills. So we're not going to place you based on like, I want this field placement. We're gonna go based on what are the skills you're going to gain at this field placement that you're interested or open to learning about and mastering yourself. And so that field placement interest form will be sent out by Thursday. So please complete it as soon as you get it. Isabel, which day are you sending out the elective survey?
We have to send it by Friday.
By Friday? Okay, so it might come with the elective survey just to make life easier. But it also might come sooner because the sooner we know and everyone completes it, the sooner we can do placements, which would be really helpful. Does anyone have questions about their field placements or about field placements in general? Okay, back to you, Isabel.
So again, in addition to electives and as a way to connect with your other peers from SEP, we also have field trips every week that are going to be really fun, and also an opportunity to give back to our community this time around. So on the first week, we're going to have a mixer day, which is going to consist of several different rooms with fun activities, games. You get to make some TikToks because we know y'all love being on social media. Um, and then, as I mentioned, giving back to our community, we'll have a community service day on July 17th, where we'll be placed in different sites, and we'll give you more details every week. We'll give you details about where you are expected to meet for field trips. On the July 24th, we'll have Cultural Day where you get to showcase your culture, celebrate, wear your culture's clothing, share music that you want to hear played. And so, all of these are fun. The more you choose to participate, the funner it'll be for you. So that's something I want to share. And then on the 31st, we're going to the movies. And then lastly, we're going to go to Canopy Lake Park on August 8th, which is usually the funnest field trip. And so, as mentioned, there'll be instructions that will be given to you for each field trip, as there'll be different meeting times and different locations that you'll be at. And we're also going to provide monthly MBTA passes on the first day, as well as August 1st, so that you have access to getting to these places.
Isabel, I think this is still you.
Okay, I can't see my name at the
Yeah,
bottom.
I know. The thing keeps coming
Yeah.
up. Sorry.
All right, so this summer we're going to be at UMass Boston in the McCormick building. So for those of you returning, it's still the same building. The closest MBTA stop is on the Red Line at JFK UMass. We have a shuttle that's available for students to take. And we also will have staff around on the first day to help you get to our spaces. And then we'll also send you instructions prior to the start of the program.
All right, so this is me. So let's talk about some logistics and food. You should arrive at UMass Boston. This cursor is going to kill me. At UMass Boston by 8:45, Monday through Wednesday, right? Because remember, well, UMass Boston, that should say Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday actually, because Wednesday you're going to be at your field placements, and then Friday you might have different times of arrival, like Isabel just sent for field trips. You should arrive at your field placements every Wednesday. Sorry about this. That was Thursday was last year's date. Every Wednesday at 9 a.m. at the latest. There's a quote that says, to be early is to be on time, and to be on time is to be late, and to be late is unacceptable. So we want to make sure that you are there nice and early. You're leaving a lot of time, especially on the first day, to get to the location. So we will have BPS breakfast available every morning, which is usually a piece of fruit and some kind of granola bar or a bagel or something to that. There is not a refrigerator on campus available to store lunches. So keep that in mind if you're going to pack your lunch, but there are microwaves. And just like last year, students will receive a $10 food voucher for the first 2 weeks. Um, that will allow you to buy food from the UMass Boston cafeteria in the in their student center. And so that will be good for the first 2 weeks. We will have them for the days in which we're on site, which is Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. And then if you choose to pay your own food after that, or choose to purchase your own food after that, you will have to pay for it. Next up. Let's talk about the monies. So, students, you're all paid $15 an hour. You can earn up to 25 hours per week. Program is 6.5 weeks. I put 6.5 weeks because it's really 6 weeks in one day, but you can be paid for a full week, that seventh week, for attending that one day, which is really great. And that day will be virtual. So you can earn a max of $2,625 over the course of the summer if you attended every single day, every single hour. That's what you would get. And then let's go over the pay dates. So you can see that the first paycheck is 1 week of pay. We do this because it takes one full week to issue paychecks after we submit an invoice. So we would submit an invoice on the last day of the pay period on the 10th, and it will take a full week to process. We put the pay dates as Monday because sometimes pay dates, sometimes it's on Fridays, sometimes it's on Mondays, and so we put it as Monday as you will be paid by this day. So we do the first week by itself. So come week two, you'll receive a paycheck that can cover food vouchers. So that's really good. Um, or not food vouchers, I'm sorry, that can cover food if you want to do that, right? So that was one thing we kept in mind. And then here are all the other pay dates. And like I said, optional seventh week of program on Monday, 8/17. That's a mentorship focus group, and also writing some thank you cards and expressing some gratitude. And that is our payroll schedule. And then here are our contact emails. So we have our general email. Sorry, Nosh, I'm just going to take this one. So this is our Google Voice. Our Google Voice only works for text messaging. So if you've got a text from BAHEC staff member, that is, don't call that number. No one picks up that number. Text that number only. If you're looking to reach out to us, there are emails there. We'll also be sending this all to you. Also, a number of you have received emails from us already. And then remember that our staff hours are 9 to 5 before the summer program and 8 to 4 during the summer program. If you email us on the weekend, we will not respond until the next workday. So making sure that we've had students email us like 5 times over a weekend, not realizing that we don't work on the weekends. So just keep that in mind when you reach out to us. Did we did we go to the next step slide? Did that get missed?
Yes.
Okay, let me
And we
stop
didn't do
sharing.
the policies.
Yeah, how did that happen? Hang on.
Guys, just give us in the meantime, are there any questions or clarifications needed? We've talked about field trips, we talked about money, period. Love that. We talked about the pay schedule. Does anyone have any questions regarding any of those things or any other thing that was mentioned? Amazing.
All right, sorry about that. Somehow it skipped like 7 slides as I was going through. So let's talk about attendance. So you sign in twice a day when you arrive in the morning and you write the time you arrive. And then when you come back from lunch, we do this to make sure that everyone is still on campus and everyone is still safe and no one has gone missing. So, which never happens. Students, you will not be paid for time that you are not present. You're not in program, you're not being paid. And if you're over 30 minutes late, we will begin to deduct your pay. So if you are 35 minutes late, you're going to have a half an hour deducted from your pay. So make sure that you are on time. If you are running late or something comes up the day of that will impact your attendance, you should text the Google Voice directly and text the Google Voice and reach out to a staff member directly. On the first day, you will get staff work cell phone numbers. So you can also call a member of staff, and when in doubt, email us at bahec@bphc.org. You should always let us know if you're not going to be in or if something's running late because otherwise we're not sure what happens. And so we'll reach out and try to make sure that you're okay. So please let us know. And if there's a day that you know you'll be absent ahead of time, please email bahec@bphc.org. We use this email because it goes to all of us. Me, Nasham, Almira, and Isabel all get the emails from bahec@bphc.org. So you have four staff members' eyes on it. So that really is the best email to use for us. Oop. Nasham.
Excellent. So, as Becca said, if there's a day that you already know, like today, if you know that day, email it to us at bahec@bphc.org as soon as possible. 3 unexcused absences will require a meeting with program staff and you plus your parent or guardian. And then additional unexcused absences after that may result in transition from the program, which is our really nice way of saying goodbye. And we don't really want to do that. So, in addition to that, students are given one paid mental health/sick day for the summer. This means that before 8:30 a.m., the day you will be out, you can send us one of those texts and communicate it to us. And then that day it'll still count as an absence, but you'll be given your pay for that day and you'll be able to enjoy it as much as possible.
I just want to add before I continue, just a small clarification there, because I know this was a question last time. If you already had the 3 unexcused absences, you then cannot use the mental health or sick day after those absences. So it needs to be one of your 3 absences in total.
Alrighty, now onto our dress code. So as you know, in BAHEC, we are trying to prepare you to be young professionals. And you being a part of our program, you're already halfway there. So one of the ways that we want to emphasize that is by asking you to dress professionally for a few times during the summer. So that would include every Wednesday for your field placements. We also have a health career expo where you're going to meet various health professionals on July 30th. So we ask that you dress professionally then as well. We have a student showcase, which is your final presentation, and you get to share what you did in your field placements with everyone on August 12th. And then finally, closing ceremony, which is Thursday, August 13th, where we want you to dress to impress. We're going to have fun. We're going to basically wrap up the summer, and there's also going to be a party at the end of it. But all in all, our dress code, what it encompasses overall, which will be very easy for you to remember, is that this summer we want to see no bellies, no butts, no boobs, no bad language, and no brims. Every other day, you are free to dress casually, but we just ask you to follow those 5 B's. And we also ask for you to please, please, please not wear pajamas. We know they're comfortable. We know you want to stay in bed, but don't show up like you want to stay in bed. We're going to have fun. You know, we created this program intentionally, and we're going to have fun with it. You're not going to want to sleep. So, although, again, we are going to have fun, you know, we want you to be mindful that this is still a job and we want to set you up for success for that. And I see a question in the chat. Are parents invited to the student showcase and closing ceremony, or is this for students only? So parents are invited to closing ceremony for the first half of it. And we'll also have a detailed email about that as well. But yes, they're invited to the closing ceremony so they can celebrate your accomplishments with you. Are there any questions about the dress code? And again, you don't have to memorize any of this. We'll make sure to have this for you in your handbooks that we give to you at the start of programming. And you'll also have access to all of this information. Any questions? Is there a uniform students have to wear, or wear the shirts just for field trips? Yeah, there's no uniform, but yes, that's great that you asked that. During field trips, students do have to wear the t-shirt that is going to be provided to the young people on day one, which is opening ceremony.
I will also add that in addition to your summer program t-shirt, you will be getting some BAHEC swag that we ordered, some t-shirts, and some zip-up hoodies. So look forward to that. It probably won't be on the first day though, because that's a lot of stuff for us to carry into the room, but definitely in the first week. Okay, it's back over to me for our restorative justice policy. So at BAHEC and other summer programs here, we don't do traditional discipline. You know, traditional discipline is about punishment, and compliance, and we are all about positive youth development, which views all of you as assets and young people with potential to develop and not necessarily like problems or anything like that. So that's how we operate our program. And restorative justice, essentially, you know, it operates the same way as positive youth development because it assumes that young people are capable of accountability and growth when given the right support and structures to do that. So we have this policy to address things that might come up that might be violating code of conduct or just become issues in the classroom. It doesn't mean that there's no consequences. It just means that, you know, the consequences are purposeful and they're connected to repairing any harm or growth, as I just said. So there are 5 steps. And it's a little confusing because the first step is a pre-step. So step one is just a wellness check. If somebody has their head down on their desk, their headphones in, you know, might be kind of disengaged in programming, we'll just do a wellness check. Be like, hey, are you okay? Do you need anything? Should we change anything about program? Do you need more movement? Just getting a little feedback and making sure everything's good. After that, we go on to step one, which is kind of a one-on-one session with a little bit of coaching. And so that's a private conversation, and the goal is, you know, and the goal is to not punish. It's just to kind of discuss what's happening. So step two is a documented coaching session. And there are certain behaviors that are kind of associated with each step. So, you know, for example, so actually, let me go back. Restorative justice is also all about protecting the safety of the community of BAHEC and of SEP, so staff, students, and the space. So with restorative justice, if someone crosses that physical safety threshold, they automatically go to higher steps in the policy. It's not necessarily like you work 1 through 5 or 1 through 4. There are different behaviors that kind of start you at different steps, and you'll learn what all of those are at your first day orientation. So back to step two. I apologize for that interlude. This is a formal documented coaching session. It's documented because in conjunction with you, staff you both will work on a support plan. So how are you going to change things moving forward? And it's kind of a structured format where we talk about things you're doing well, kind of what we've observed, and then co-create this written plan. And then it actually says parent and guardians may be contacted at this stage. Parents and guardians will not be contacted at this stage. Step three. So if something continues or things escalate, which we've never really seen in BAHEC, this is an improvement plan and a parent guardian phone call. So if it's something along the lines of, let me just go to my steps so I can actually give an example here. So things that are in step three, like automatically, would be any physical assault, someone smoking on campus, someone using discriminatory language, things like that. Someone vaping in the bathroom, right? And so those are things that happen in step three. A circle is a way to kind of restore somebody to the group if harm happens between either two individuals or groups of individuals, but not every sort of behavior, if you will, necessitates a circle. You know what I mean? So if there's no harm caused between group, we won't hold a circle, but we will write an improvement plan and assess safety at that point, and then also reach out to parent guardians, like I mentioned. Step four. This is when it's potential program dismissal. So, if it is something that doesn't, in step four, this is really when we're talking about violations of the safety threshold. So, any physical assault, credible threats of violence, or repeated serious violations after the improvement plan. That's the kind of stuff that comes to step four. We have never had any sort of things like this happen with BAHEC students. And so that's potential program dismissal. I will go ahead and say that we want students to stay in our program as much as possible, as long as there's no safety issue with with our students, our staff in our space. Um, and so re-engagement is always the goal. Repair is always the goal. Growth and accountability is always the growth. So this is not a punishment, but if someone crosses that safety threshold, right, that threatens the safety of our students, of our staff, or of the space, that's definitely grounds for potential program dismissal. We will not allow the safety of everybody to be threatened. Again, never had to do this before, and never had to get all the way to step four. And so this is kind of the policy, and we'll go over it again in depth on the day one, an orientation, and you'll learn exactly what kind of things fall under each step and what things kind of look like. So I know this is a very detailed policy that I've skimmed over in one slide. So I am going to pause and see if anyone has any questions. Okay, feel free to put them in the chat and we can come back to it. And we will carry on with our policies. So, a lot of you, especially returners, might be wondering, why do I have to submit a physical and why do I have all these additional medical consent forms? I am going to tell you. So UMass Boston, that's UMB, has implemented a new minor protection policy, which essentially aims to create expectations and guidelines for all minors and youth programs on campus during the summer. And so one thing that they've noticed is that there's different gaps in and what different programs do, how they operate. And so this policy aims to even the playing field and hold everyone to the same set of expectations. So like I said, these guidelines establish expectations to support the health, safety, and well-being of minors. So they do even have a minor protection safety officer. His name is Rob. He's really cool. His whole job is to keep, mind the safety and health of our young people. So this is why there were more medical consent forms on RegPac, and physicals are now required because there's a new healthcare policy for programs that are on site that I'll talk about more in the next slide. Per UMB policy, students cannot attend program until they have submitted a physical to UMass Boston. I know Isabel emailed some of you about missing physicals today. If you got that email in error, just let us know. I had a little bit of a miscommunication with her, so some of you might have been emailed and you might have already submitted your physical, so just reply and let us know. If you have not submitted your physical, this is a reminder that you have to have it to start. Like, you cannot walk on campus without it. But the good news is that you can use a physical from within 18 months of the start of the program. So you could use a physical that is for anything basically starting January 7th, 2025. So after January 6th. So if you have one from last year, I know schools require to have them. That kind of physical will be totally fine. On your physical, it should include your immunization record, which I believe most of them do. If you're having trouble accessing it or you're making an appointment for a new one, please communicate that way. If there's been any sort of delay in your physical, we need to be in the know. We need to know when to expect it. There's also some of you might have like an online my chart or online portal for your medical records for your doctors, and or your parents might have it for you. You can also probably print your physical off there or save it as a PDF from there. So let us know if, like, please, please, please over communicate about paperwork at this stage because we want everybody to start on time and we want everybody to have their paperwork in because you cannot start without it. Yeah, I see the question. You can go ahead and unmute and ask your question, Zoom user.
Oh, I think that's me. Um, so I have a physical plan, but my doctor said she can't do one until like December of this year.
Okay. Do you have a past physical you can use?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it
Go
was
ahead.
from like 2024 December.
Okay, let me can you email us and let us know and we're gonna see if we can come up with some sort of solution to help you out.
Okay, I did. I just sent it like 10 minutes ago.
Okay, perfect. Great. So we'll get back to you tomorrow since it's already 7 p.m. I've been working with the other program directors to identify what supports we can do for our students, because it can take months and months and months to have a new appointment. We will huddle and I'll talk to the other program directors and we'll let you know. If we don't get
Okay,
back to
thank
you
you.
tomorrow, we'll definitely get back to you on Thursday.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if
Oh,
you,
my name's Nathan.
Nathan, okay, great. Thank you, Nathan. Any other questions about physicals? Okay. So part of this brand new UMass Boston policy, our students have access to a nurse. So we have access to two UMB nurses this summer. They are supervised by the Assistant Director of General Medicine, who is also, oh, that should say practitioner, who's a certified family nurse practitioner. She has her master's. She has an additional specialization in family health. So for nurses, there's no fee and no insurance required. So if you're not feeling well, if we need to get you checked out, you think you have a temperature or something like that, you can go see the nurse. They are also able to administer over-the-counter medications. That's what OTC stands for, and any prescription medications. So part of what you completed on RegPack is a health history form and sort of this form asking what medications you're allowed to take. And your parents needed to sign off on this. So there's a checkbox where you checked all these different medications. That information is going to UMass Boston, so they know what your parent or guardian has consented for you to take. We will also have two BPHC staff members on field trips who are trained by the Assistant Director of General Medicine and operate under her license once they're trained, who can also administer prescription and over-the-counter medications on field trips. Almira happens to be one of them. Thank you, Almira, for being amazing. And so if you're on a field trip and you need Advil, your parent or guardian has consented to it, Almira will be able to give that to you. Only those two though, when we're off site. Other program staff cannot give you over-the-counter medication. You'll find out who the second person is on day one. Questions about the nurse? Great. Pass it over to Almira.
I am muted. Okay, guys. So we talked a lot about all of the exciting things that are going to be happening this summer, and these are some more exciting events. So this summer, like Isabel mentioned earlier, you guys are going to be participating in a Health Career Expo. A Health Career Expo is an opportunity for you to meet different health professionals and have about a 10-minute conversation with each one of them. And that's happening on Thursday, July 30th from 9:30 to 12 p.m. And you guys should dress professionally like you see in this picture. You see they got their blazers on. Someone has their heels on. You don't need to wear heels, but represent yourself well, come professionally dressed. Our student showcase is your opportunity to tell us what you did and learned at your field placement. And that happens on August 12th from 10 to 12 p.m. Again, we'd love for you to dress professionally. And then our closing ceremony happens on August 13th. And we just received an email. If for whatever reason you're going to be absent on August 13th or after August 13th, that is okay because August 13th is like our official, unofficial last day of summer program. And so we have a closing ceremony at Hibernian Hall, and we will give you this more specifics on where that is located. And the dress code is dress to impress, and parents are also invited. Come and hear about what your young person learned about this summer and did this summer. We'd love to have you guys, and that is from 5:30 to 8:30. There's a party at the closing ceremony that's always fun. There's a DJ, we dance, we laugh. So yeah, those are our summer events. And next steps. Okay, there's an ALG on the slide, but next steps. So if you need to complete any additional paperwork, whether it's a vendor form, whether it's sending your physical, whatever that may be, please try to have that completed by the end of the first week of summer programming, please. And does dress to impress mean you dress professionally? It just means that you represent yourself well. You can be formally casual, but not like super casual. So like, don't come in like a laid back, wear a nice top and maybe some jeans. That's what it, or dress nicely, but don't be like pajamas or like a random t-shirt. Like dress nicely, you know? So continue to check your emails leading up to the start of program. We will be sending out some forms before program start that you need to fill out. If you have any questions, whatever the questions may be, please email us at bahec@bpat.org and begin to plan your commute. And just to repeat what Isabel said, during that first week, I believe, we will be giving MBTA passes so that you are able to access public transportation to and from UMass Boston, as well as to and from our field trip sites. Are we meeting the ambassadors at JFK? No. So there are no ambassadors. We don't have ambassadors. From JFK UMass, you can take a bus there is a bus directly from JFK UMass to UMass Boston. And on that bus says UMass Boston. So there's only one bus that says UMass Boston. I also take public transportation. So if you guys would like on that first day, I'm willing to come to the train station early enough, maybe hold up a sign and be like, we're all going to UMass Boston and go with you guys. I am happy to do that. But yeah, if you need to contact us, this is like we shared earlier, our phone numbers, emails, and all that good stuff. Any questions?
I just want to add something. On the first day, you're going to look for this logo, this Joy is Resistance logo. We have signs that have that logo. They say BPHC Youth Program, and they have all the other program logos below, and they'll have arrows. So follow those once you get on campus. And I should say about the UMass Boston shuttle, there is a shuttle tracker, so you can know when the shuttle's coming. I think there's two that circulate in the summer. You'll never have to wait longer than 15 minutes, I don't believe. But that will also be sent out with the directions on the first day as well. I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm gonna turn off this. Here we go.